Hello, everybody. We're going to give it a couple minutes before we get started, but really just wanted to welcome you all. So come on in and enjoy it. And me and Mason are very excited to be sharing this with you guys. So while you're in the chat, why don't you guys post where you guys are viewing us from? We'd love to see all across the country. So please feel free to share that out, and then we'll get started here in about a minute or so.
Love
Oh,
it. I'm going to look at everyone coming through.
we got
Right, let me
Chicago. I went to college in Chicago, Phoenix, North Carolina.
I'm based in New York City, so we're my New York City Angels.
I
And
saw I
Jason's
saw Colorado
Colorado.
Springs. I'm actually from Colorado Springs, guys, so that's exciting. Portland, Texas,
So we really
Tucson.
have all of America. I love it.
Yeah, pretty much Madison.
Oh, and we even got a little bit of Canada in here. Fantastic. I
Yes,
love it.
Colorado Spring, but my te son teaches in Chicago. There you go. Like that's a double whammy. Denver, Uruguay. That's awesome.
Ooh. Where? Okay, this is so dumb. Sorry, guys. I'm geographically challenged. Where's
Ur
Uruguay?
uh,
Uruguay's in.
South
Oh,
America. It's
okay,
by
I was going to say that. So, all right. Not as geographically challenged as I thought. I love it.
Massachusetts, New York. Awesome. Like I said, we'll give it like about 30 more seconds and then we will kick it off. We're very excited to teach you guys some stuff about eBay and Vendoo and how we can all help you. Brazil, awesome.
Colombia, wonderful. One of the Vendoo
California,
colleagues we were just
California.
talking to is in Colombia. Ooh,
Taiwan.
Taiwan.
That's nice. That's cool.
And you got up, I think it's 8 a.m. in Taiwan. So thank you for getting up bright and early for this.
We are in the future for you.
And guys, I'm gonna go ahead and we'll talk about more. I'm gonna go ahead and put in the chat too. This is a Google form. If you want to connect with me, obviously my email and my Instagram handle, which we'll get to more. These are ways to best ways to contact me, are there as well. And for eBay, and then me and Jason obviously are partnering and working together through all of this. So feel free to fill any way, form of communication, feel free to reach out to me.
Perfect. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. First off, we want to kind of kick off about who us are. So I'm going to kick it off first. My name is Jason. I have been with Vendoo since about 2 years from now. But I've also been a reseller for quite some time. We actually have our business that's been running up and since 2011. Specifically, actually kicked it off with eBay. So know a lot about eBay, know a lot about all the different venues and how they actually all work. But really just very excited to be able to have this conversation with Mason, and we're going to have lots of back and forth. Hopefully have a really good Q&A with you guys, and we'll kind of go from there. But yeah, Mason, if you want to kind of introduce yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, I'm very excited because it was really cool to hear Jason when we first started talking about doing this webinar, him and his wife's experience through eBay, and they're pro sellers. So he is truly a person to talk to when we talk about sellers. There's also, I believe, Kathy. I met Kathy, by the way, Jason. Guys, Kathy is one of Vendoo's like poster people. And now one of my eBay poster people. I'm obsessed with her. She's amazing. I
Love
met her in
Kathy.
person. I love her. Just the Jason, her pro sellers on eBay. So everything they say is going to be a huge wealth of knowledge. So definitely listen to them and anything they have to say. But yes, let me introduce myself. Hello, everyone. My name is Mason Howell, and I am the U.S. Business Development Manager for the fashion category at eBay. So my primary focus is basically bringing on small to medium-sized pre-love businesses within the fashion category. So basically mini sellers, like many of you here today, which I believe a lot of them do is a pre-love fashion. So, but my goal is to ensure you're set up for success and to explore how eBay can fit into both your current and future business goals. So basically, I've been in the pre-love fashion space for over a decade. I actually just joined eBay back in June. I'm very excited. But I held past roles at Christie's Auction House and Sotheby's Auction House, where basically I led acquisition and sales primarily across North and South America while supporting other divisions globally. So we have experience with a global market, which is what eBay is. And basically, fashion has been a long foundation for enthusiasm and dedication within both my personally and professional experience. And basically, I'm very now just thrilled to be here at eBay and to bring that experience here and to learn more from you guys. I'm also excited, like I said, to be here alongside Vendoo and Jason. He's my alphabet name buddy. I'm an M, he's a J. Then we have Asen at the end. It's a lame joke, I'm sorry. Most importantly, I'm excited to be with all of you guys. Obviously, if you'd like to connect further, I put that Google form link, which I'm going to do it one more time in the chat for you guys here. Fantastic. There we go. So feel free to fill that out. And I have my email and Instagram here, which are best ways of contacting me within my Zoom background and best ways of communication. DM me, email me, and I always try to respond within 24 hours. So I'll be there for you guys. But together today, we're going to explore how eBay can be the right fit for your business. And even if you're not in fashion, by the way, guys, but are curious about eBay storefronts, we have tons of other categories, and I can connect you with those business representatives and development managers that I work very closely with within luxury, which is like handbags and everything, which we get into, automotive parts and accessories, collectibles, electronics, or home and garden hard goods. Once again, happy to connect you with all my colleagues in those categories. Thank you, Jason, for moving over the slide. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an overview of eBay. And I would love to hear in the chat, guys, how many of you are currently on eBay, new to eBay, or want to be on eBay? I would love to see hands. But this is a very exciting moment that you guys are actually joining with. Last week, eBay just celebrated its 30th anniversary. Isn't that incredible? Where basically we had an array of exciting events that a lot of our sellers participated in. Oh my God, over 20 years. Insane. 20 years. I love it. I want to see decades on there. Let's see, like 15, 2 years. I love it. Oh my God, amazing. Okay, yay. All right, so with over 134 million active users worldwide on eBay, you guys, we are shipping to more than 200 countries. Right now, eBay actually remains the leading platform for pre-loved fashion in both the United States and the United Kingdom, hopefully soon the entire world. You know, we're just taking over one country at a time. And our CEO, Jamie Iannone, he and our global team of 11,500 plus employees are dedicated to ensuring eBay continues to be the #1 platform for resale, while also pushing new categories and investing in cutting edge technology. Whether it's advancements in AI, where we're actually already a big front runner in this, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know, or working with strategic partners with platforms like Vendoo, our mission is clear and simple, which is to help sellers thrive and buyers find exactly what they're looking for. Speaking of AI, actually, Jamie is one of our strongest advocates for AI with a clear focus, once again, supporting you guys. In a recent CNBC interview, Jamie actually shared his vision that one day you'll simply hold up your phone's camera. Where's my phone? Hold up your phone's camera, and then basically Gen AI will generate that entire listing for you from measurements, details, everything. That is the goal Jamie is working towards, which is very exciting in all of eBay. That is our clear focus. So how do we help you all? And having worked in the past as a cataloger of single SKU items, I've been in the trenches with you guys. I understand firsthand the challenges that single SKU cataloging and information provides, but this innovation aims to basically solve all of that and provide more time for you guys to sell, which I love. So some key highlights before we into the next slide about eBay. First on monetary value, just so you guys can see how big it is. Q2 2025 alone. Q2 2025, I want to make that very clear. This is just one quarter. The last quarter we had. $19.5 billion in gross merchandise value. For those of you who don't speak eBay lingo, GMV basically means how much we sold product-wise in a gross amount. That's how many items we sold, value we sold. 2.4 billion listings went live in Q2. And also, 67% of transactions came from mobile devices. 67%. I'll put that into a number value for you. That is $13 billion came in GMV from iPhones, Androids, and more just within Q2. So keep focusing on mobile devices. I know a lot of us work on laptops and computers to upload these items. Focus on mobile incentives always. All right, next, a little bit eBay overview. We're going to go to eBay's top selling categories. Jason, did you have anything to add there for eBay overview?
No, I think that was very, very helpful of what we're actually at and where you guys actually fall in the marketplace on when it comes to volume. It's one of the biggest things that honestly eBay has is that the amount of customers and clients that you guys are actually seeing. So I think you hit it right on the head.
I love it. Oh, I saw someone said we can't see the slide, so there's nothing actually to see. We just put like eBay store subscriptions and then it's me talking. So, so you guys just get me. So, oh, we're doing store subscriptions now. I went to top selling categories. My bad. All right, let's go to store subscriptions. Whoopsie. Sorry about that, you guys. All right, store subscriptions. We have 5 different tiers of store subscriptions. So basically, it all depends on how many items you decide to list per month. And that is something when you work with me as your business development manager within the fashion category or any other category you're in. I can barely see me. Tiny pop-up window. Okay. Let me know if you guys want to see me more or Jason more. But basically, the store subscriptions, we have 5 different levels. And a lot of the pre-love sellers I work with fall within the first 3, which is our starter, our premium, and our basic. So it goes starter, basic, premium. And those are the 3. And we always go off of how many units do you think you're going to be selling per month? There is no minimum. We want you to scale at the rate your business is comfortable. And with that, we will then help you decide what is going to be the best route for you. And we're going to get more into the store subscriptions throughout this process. And then we have all the way up to our enterprise level, which is more of the branding kind of style. So we've got this for you, okay? All righty. So eBay's top selling categories and the store subscriptions, I'm going to weave through the rest of this presentation for you all. All right. So basically, eBay's top selling categories. We have our focus categories. One, of course, pre-loved fashion and luxury. And if you guys are just coming in, my name is Mason, business development. So what that means I do is I help you all I bring on new people and current people into the fashion category. And I also have a team of other colleagues who work into the categories as well that we're going into. So pre-loved fashion and luxury. Fun fact, all the clothing I'm wearing, even my little brooch, oh, I didn't put my watch on. And my watch is right here. My watch, all eBay, all pre-loved and from eBay. And currently over 40% of all fashion sold on eBay is pre-loved, which is very exciting. We even release a quarterly watch list trend report by our in-house stylist, Bree Walsh. I'm actually going to put that in the chat right now. If you guys want to take a look, it's very exciting. Perfect. And don't worry, guys, I'm going to get Seller Hub. We're going to get all of that in there. Don't you worry, guys. So pre-loved fashion and luxury. So pre-loved fashion, that is apparel. It is accessories. It is shoes, sneakers, streetwear, any of that sort. Luxury is handbags, watches, and fine jewelry. So these are all luxury products within that sector. Everything else, kind of the fashion category under there. Within collectibles, that is from trading cards and toys to coins and comics. eBay is also the go-to place for collectors, always has been, continue to be. And then automotive parts and accessories, this is one of my favorite, because did you guys know that you can actually load your car info into eBay? Then basically when you go to shop for parts, eBay shows you what's compatible with your vehicle. Like for example, I actually just bought a new steering wheel for my car off eBay and it said perfect fit. Done it and gives a little image of your car, which is really cute. I love that. Next, one of the other biggest focus categories is electronics and accessories. So basically, whether you're wanting to find new electronics or if you're feeling nostalgic, there's everything from a BlackBerry to a brand new computer. And then we have home and garden, and which we still have hard goods as well. So everything from kitchen, garden, interiors, and hard goods all throughout. Jason, I'm going to let you interject. Do you have anything to say about the top selling categories or the store subscriptions? I know you guys have been doing this for so long as well, you and your wife.
No, so I think store subscriptions is one of the ones that I really want to kind of hit home because we'll actually be talking with store sellers whenever we're trying to do any sort of communication with users. And store subscriptions is one of them that like it's just mind-boggling that they haven't even necessarily had that or that they don't even know that they exist and what the benefits are. So I really, really, really want to focus in on those because store subscriptions are huge. They can really, really cut down your costs. They give you a significant amount of more tools at your leverage to being able to do for marketing or promotions or anything like that. So they're really, really huge. And so if you are wanting and interested to learn more about them, obviously just message either of us. We'll get you into the right connections to understand what they are, but how they can actually benefit for you. And it's always a really nice thing too when you get to actually move up to the next store size because you're like, hey, I've expanded so much that I need to go to the next store size. So that's always like a nice also boost for you in really trying to drive home that you are being successful as an entrepreneur, as a reseller. And so really highly recommend looking into that. And then categories is always a nice hit. Categories, when you're actually trying to hit for what is the top selling, yes, these are the top selling, these are the busiest ones. And actually diversifying of, hey, maybe you're really great at selling these, but you're seeing these really cool action figures that are at a garage sale, and you're like, oh, I only wish I could do that. I always say pick it up. Pick up that item, try to actually figure out a new category that maybe you're not necessarily used to, because they are selling, they are out there. And Mason actually just really kind of hit home of like these are live and they are selling across the board. So always just try to keep exploring new categories.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I focus on fashion primarily, but if you guys are in other categories, feel free to still reach out and I can connect you with one of my colleagues who works on those other categories to get you set up. And a lot of stuff we're going through here as we keep going is that basically the eBay listing optimizations, all these other features you get with the store subscription. And by the way, these subscriptions are not that expensive. From basically starter to premium, the starter basic premium, you're looking at like $5 a month to $25 a month to $60 a month. And when you come through with me, you get your first 3 months subsidized, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, which is really exciting. And if you want to be contacted about a store subscription, I see you in there, Amy. I just put my email in the chat and feel free. I'm going to post the Google form again for you guys. Feel free to reach out to me directly because I can't get your data through here. So feel free to just go ahead and reach out to me or fill out this Google form, and I'd be happy to connect with you. My response rate is normally within a 24-hour time frame. So there we go, you guys. Perfect. Perfect. So excited. Reach out to me or Jason. Be happy to, all right? So I love it. All right, on to our next. We went over top selling categories. And then, the last category. I would be, I think, in so much trouble if I did not mention this. eBay Live. Guys, it's a huge overarching thing. eBay Live is our biggest push and is in all of our categories. So we do have eBay Live business development representatives and managers who, like me, are to bring in live people, but you get to also have a storefront, your own page. And what a storefront is that you basically get your own website page that looks like any other eBay brand, Nike, anything like that. You can have your own logo on there. You can have your own banners. You can curate the page like it is your own kind of, storefront. I get it, storefront. It's a subscription storefront. So you can work it in any way you want. And I think that's one of the coolest parts is that you can just look like everyone else. And it will then help trust the seller, which we'll get into more to here. And that also allows, if you're doing a live on eBay, which we're doing a huge push for, we are working out all the kinks. It's one of our biggest things we have pushed forward, and it's been doing extremely well. We can't give numbers yet, but obviously we're a publicly traded company in the year. I'm excited for you guys to see some of the stuff that comes out. But even now, right now, we are seeing huge growth, huge opportunities for everyone. And when people are on those lives and they see you, selling the item, they're like, well, maybe I don't want that item, but let me go check out their storefront. That is why you have these cores, what we call it, core storefronts, and then the live. So it works in tandem, and it's very exciting. So, all right, eBay listing optimization tips. So this is when you have a storefront, guys, and these are a lot of things you get with the storefront is you get these tips. You get it from some of our account managers, incubation traders, and some more. There's tons of resources for you guys to get into. So basically, when you subscribe to an eBay store, you unlock Terapeak, which is now known as product research within the Seller Hub. So these are all the cool tools you guys are utilizing, but also this is a lot of the data research. It's basically our powerful research tool. It gives access to historical pricing data, and category insights, which basically helping you set competitive and profitable prices. As I mentioned before, we also publish a quarterly fashion trend report, which I put into the chat. And this is built from Terapeak and it's built from our basic Terapeak Product Research Insights. We changed the name to Product Research Insights, which we share with you all publicly at the end of each quarter. But if you don't want to wait for that, if you are selling a certain category, let's say, hey, I'm selling this denim skirt, you'll be able to see how it's doing within the brand wise and all that sorts, thanks to product research, and help you really decide what price to put it at. That is competitive, but again, profitable. So quick tips for you fashion sellers out there. 80% of fashion searches are by brand. So always include your brand in the title, especially in the first part. The word vintage is searched over 1,200 times per minute. I know that for us out there, for us fashion diehards, the word vintage is hard. It's different from pre-loved, but don't think too nuanced with it. Think broadly. Think about what the world is thinking about. They're not going as nuanced as us. So keep it broad. So the word vintage. So even if it's, 20 years old, that changes, 20, 10 years old, still use the word vintage. Say, Ralph Lauren, vintage, rugby. Perfect. Now you got all of those ability of search keywords, and there's like SEO optimization, which we'll get into there in a second. But always use the condition report section as well. Buyers love transparency. Never omit anything. If you're like, well, maybe, if you're second guessing it, put it in there. Because that will also help you in case the case is open against you, you have enough credibility to go, for it to go into your favor. Also fill out all available subcategories for discoverability. This is also talking about like the SEO keyword searches. So make sure you're filling those out. And when you come through me and you are wanting to have a storefront, if you have, Vendoo as one of your party platforms, we will then move you to integration, which will integrate eBay, Vendoo together. So then you're only listing once. But that is where they will make sure you have those subcategories for discoverability within your Vendoo. Jason, I'm going to actually turn over to you. Do you have anything else to add to that within the Vendoo and eBay connection?
No, in general, you kind of really actually hit it on the point. Is yeah, nothing else to add,
Love it.
honestly.
No, I appreciate that. I'm glad I'm hitting all the right points.
Yeah.
Another big thing, which I know has just recently come up in a few other platforms, we encourage you to relist stagnant items. So unlike other platforms where you would be penalized, we're not going to penalize you. The algorithm favors it. Vendoo actually makes this very easy for you with bulk delist and relist, which I really, really love that you guys have that. Another thing is opt into email marketing because if you don't have an account manager, and let's say you're doing great, you don't need an account manager anymore. That is when we still want you to be a part of some of these programs that may be subsidized for you or seller initiatives, but you have to opt into our email. Legally, you have to say yes to us. We can't just put you into it automatically for legality reasons, which I just learned. So not that I've been putting you guys in anything, just saying, but just that we have to ask. So that's something I'm going to always be asking you guys now. Remember, consistency is key. This is the last thing, the one I want to drive home the most. Consistency is key. The algorithm favors listing daily, which basically boosts your visibility. Use a schedule listing tool to stay active. I have sellers who do everything on one day. They'll, work through 100 items and listen throughout the week. Make sure you stay consistent. Even if it's only a few items a day, the algorithm loves new items daily. We recommend, of course, when you start up, go ahead and upload everything, but then consistently upload after that. All right. Jason, do you have anything to add to that?
Nope. We'll kind of reiterate that later on in when we're talking about the tools that we have within Vendoo, but you
Perfect.
you hit it.
Love it. All right. eBay shipping best practices. All right. So eBay shipping best practices. Depending on your store level, you can receive up to $150 per quarter in shipping credits, which is really exciting. So make sure you ask about that when you work with me. I'll bring it up, but just in case you work with someone else, make sure to ask about that. Stick to your shipping window to ensure you receive strong positive feedback. You can select your shipping window, but make sure you stick to it. Your account, that 95, 100%, all of that, majority of it's graded on your shipping timeline, especially when you're starting out because you have no reviews yet, no anything. So for the algorithm to pick you up, it's going off what they know you're doing right, which is shipping. Always follow eBay shipping instructions and policies. Never go outside the system, which can cause issues which we can't resolve. And it's almost that phrase, no good deed goes unpunished. This is what I love about eBay community and you sellers. You guys want to help everyone out there, and it is the most beautiful thing. Unfortunately, people aren't the best sometimes, and very few, but sometimes we give them a little, good faith. And unfortunately, sometimes that does not turn out well. So make sure, even if you believe, even if you trust them, have sold to them before, and they ask you to do something outside our eBay policy, do not do it and just easily explain to them, unfortunately, it's outside eBay's policy because we can't protect you and we want to protect you. If you're questioning if it's outside the policy or not, I would just recommend don't do it, or two, call our customer service and go to the seller and they will be able to answer that for you or read through our documents. We have tons of FAQs on this and we've pretty much experienced it all. So basically, recently in a meeting, I went with 50 plus sellers, and a lot of these challenges they ran into is because they tried to help too much. So once again, recommend just stick within the policies and we're going to help you and cover you. Last but not least, something I just got, a personal touch. This is something I just got back today. Look, I even love they have the eBay tape. I believe you can order that from us. But I just ordered this little Ralph Lauren card holder. Is it showing up for you guys? I hope so. But let's see, is it showing up for you? Yeah. Okay. But basically, they put in here, this woman, she put a little thank you card in here. Look how cute that, I can't really see it with the light. But even though the thank you card is printed, she signed her name. That is something I highly recommend, just that personal touch. Again, eBay is such a huge community-based part that is what really adds. And put on there, like, do you mind giving me a good review? Because again, reviews are going to be a strong indicator for you. And I love that. I've gotten them in just about every eBay order I've gotten that, and I love it. And make sure you pack it well. You don't have to pack it too crazy, but pack it well. And I think that's one of the most beautiful parts. Okay, next slide. Selling international on eBay. All right, I love this. And I do want to go back to tools and top rated seller status. I think, is that after this? Sorry, I might have messed up my.
It was before, but we can go back to this one.
Perfect, perfect. Just want to touch on those a little bit for you guys too. All right. eBay international shipping. This is the biggest game changer, you guys, in all of basically pre-love selling and on eBay, international sales and shipping. Through our eBay International Shipping Program, we call it EIS. There's a lot of acronyms at eBay. We love an acronym. EIS program. You can sell to over 200 plus countries without the stress of handling customs and international logistics because we, eBay, will handle it for you. All you do is ship your item to our US facility. We handle the rest. Basically, this program has opened up massive opportunities for fashion sellers. This is the category I mean. It's not open to all categories just yet. For fashion, it definitely is. So basically imagine selling a denim jacket in the US one day and shipping a dress to Tokyo the next, all around for the same price. That is incredible. I love it. And yes, for those of you who are just joining us, there are different business development managers. Feel free to email me or reach out to me and I will connect you with them in our other focus categories, okay? So don't you worry. If you're not here for fashion, we got you covered. I'll get you to the right place. And feel free to reach out to Jason too, because Jason knows eBay like the back of his hand as well. So he'd be very much happy to help. All right, and then I just want to touch on two quick things before I turn it over to Jason, is top seller status, and then just a few other tools, resources, and promotions. So top seller status. This is one of my other favorite features on eBay. There are a few badges that every pre-loved seller, especially in fashion, should aim for. Number one, pre-loved partner. This basically means you are a trusted pre-loved partner. It's a little badge, and anytime you have a badge, anything of that sort, it signals to our buyer base, our 134 million active users, eBay trusts you. And that's a beautiful thing to have. Another thing is top rated seller and then top rated seller plus. Both of them are incredibly useful, but top rated seller is an account level status. Top rated seller plus is at the per listing level upgrade. So kind of upgrade your listing a little bit. So top rated seller, this basically enhances visibility in eBay search results. It's also basically exclusive seller protection and benefits, such as, let's say, return shipping label credit up to $6 for false, I'm not described claims. Sometimes you just take it back, whatever. You're like, you know what, I'm not gonna deal with it, just worth taking it back. We do sometimes give a credit up to $6 per the case. Removal of negative and neutral feedback, which I know is a great one. And then defect and open cases from service metrics, and up to 50% refund deduction for returned items that were used or damaged. So it is very much a protection for you, which is incredible. So how do you get them? eBay storefront for at least 90 days, simple, and you're going to be scaling during that time anyway, so that 90 days is going to fly. 100 plus transactions or $1,000 in sales with US buyers over the last 12 months. You can actually get this at day 120, you can get that top rated seller status. It is on a month-to-month curation basis. So if you hit that $1,000 in sales in your first 90 days, you're going to be good to go. 100 plus transactions first 90 days, you are good to go. So then after that, your defect rate is below 0.5%. Basically, you get 3 strikes on making sure you have all the right information in there. Cases closed without seller resolution, you about have 2 strikes for that, so 0.3% or lower. And the late shipment rate of below 3%. So you have a max basically around 5 late shipments. So again, that shipment rate is very important. And remember, we have vacation responders, so there should be no No late shipments ever because vacation responder. That's something great about storefront. You can say, hey, I'm on vacation. And you can still get orders, and that person knows it's just going to be a little bit delayed and it doesn't impact you. Tracking uploaded within stated handling time and carried validation for more than 95% of US transactions. Again, that is the biggest thing. Great question. How's a late shipment determined? If it is outside of your shipping window, and when we say shipping window, we mean you have put in the tracking number and it has been received at the facility, USPS, FedEx, or UPS. That is within that shipping time frame. So if you're in 3 business days or 3 days, make sure it goes within that 3 days. 5 days within that 5 days. Now, Top Rated Seller Plus, this is a listing level upgrade. This is going to enhance your basically visibility even more so on eBay, help with the algorithm. But the benefits of it, 10% discount on final value fees for eligible listings. That is a huge win. You're going to be paying less, much less final value fees, which I love. And then, once again, how do you get them? There are two things to it, which I know is hard for the pre-love, so but bear with me, all right? Same day or 1 business day handling, which means you pack everything within and ship it within that 24 hours, drop it at the location within 24 hours, and offer free returns for 30 days or more. I know that 30 days or more is hard. Knowing, as being someone who's worked in pre-loved fashion for over 10 years, I know how hard that can be. But remember, do get that 10% discount on the final value fees. So I have talked to a lot of sellers recently for these past few months I've been here, and it truly is based on the ROI. Is it worth it for them to have in the 30 days to save that money? Or if they're like, you know what, I'd rather not worry about that and just keep the top rated seller account and don't worry about the plus. So it's all up to you and serve that, okay? All right. So lastly, they're not only boost buyer trust, all of these badgings, but your visibility and sell-through, as I was saying. So, and once again, when you work with me and we go through getting you up in your storefront, we're going to work through the criteria to ensure you achieve everything you want within your business. Lastly, tools, resources, and promotions. At eBay, we know every single one of you are unique, and that's the beautiful thing about our community. That's why we love to provide a wide variety of customizable tools and resources to help you grow your business the way you want to, which is why there's a lot to be offered. So the main question is, why work with me instead of just doing it on your own? Along with my very charming personality, you also get 3 months subsidized storefront fee for the fashion category. So those first 90 days, we know you're going to be scaling, we know you're going to be working hard. So I want to make sure you have everything you need. So we subsidize those first 3 months. So let's say you're at a premium level, it's $60 a month. That is way for the first 3 months. Another part is a personalized onboarding plan based on your business goals. We will have what's called a discovery call and an evaluation call where we work together to find out the goals, find out where we can find solutions for you, how you want to grow your business, and what's going to be the best route for you. Either a dedicated account manager during our incubation stage, which is someone who would help you grow your account, show you those tools to utilize and what are the best tools to use. For instance, in fashion, a classified listing is not going to be good for you like it would be for automotive parts and accessories. And if you decide not to go the account manager route, or we feel like account manager is not best for you at the time, we have a database of resources to help you learn as you go. Another part is access to eBay's online training program. So many resources, plus new video training that we are currently working on with our fashion category business unit that we hope to roll out in 2026. There are these videos exercises to show you how to use things. We've also been discussing webinars we can do for you all. So you're constantly top of mind within our global seller development to ensure you guys have all the tools you need, no matter what level you're at, whether you're starting to list just a few things and you want to scale up, or you have thousands of items of listings. All right.
Perfect. Well, thank you,
That's
Mason.
it. That's about it for me. Oh yeah, last thing I'll say before I turn it over to Jason is, eBay built on community, and that community is you. I mean, that's so cheesy, but I had to say it. I'm sorry, but I wanted to say it. Whether you're listening to your first pair of sneakers or running a full-fledged fashion business, we're here to help you succeed. We want you to scale, connect with hundreds of millions of buyers around the world. So with that, I'll turn it over to Jason, and I'm going to put my information in the chat again. So feel free to email me if you guys want to have a storefront. And if you're not in this fashion category, it's okay. I can find the right person for you. So Jason, I'll turn it over to you on the next part.
Perfect. Thank you, Mason. So just kind of really want to talk about some success stories that we've actually heard here at Vendoo that revolve around eBay or how we've actually been able to help any of our users actually getting to that. So I really kind of want to talk first about Lindsay. She actually came from Poshmark, and she was doing very, very well, found us here at Vendoo, and actually then started cross-listing to both Mercari and eBay. And within 4 months, she actually increased her overall percentage by 200%. Um, it, getting your products in front of more and new users is huge, and eBay is by far one of the best community or marketplaces that we actually have available for all of our users. So I highly recommend eBay to be on every single platform. If you guys are not on it already, please do that. Chris and Justin, bulk actions, which we'll kind of talk about in the next couple slides here, was a game changer to being able to actually do that type of thing. So if you are ever needing to like change a policy or change a price or change any sort of thing, you can easily do that within Vendoo. And we integrated that obviously with eBay to being able to kind of reiterate getting those changes across the board. And then the last one I really want to talk about, this we actually got within the last 24 hours. It was just a comment to our CS team of, hey, like it has been such an amazing effort than being able to scale. She said, Miranda said, I wasn't able to. It's been how amazing her eBay business has been scalable, and more than she can ever imagine. She is very, very excited to being able to expand this to even future marketplaces. So, Vendoo is available for you guys. We are here as a community, just like eBay is talking about community. In general, every single one of us just wants to make sure that we're keeping stuff out of landfills, keeping stuff in circular fashion, so that way we're not necessarily just throwing stuff away, being able to reuse it. It is just something that is just really part of that success story. That is all that we're all trying to achieve here is really just trying to keep everything in the motions for that. But yeah, I guess Mason, any success stories that you want to touch base with, or we also can go to the next slide. That's fine too.
Gosh, there's always so many success stories.
There are.
That's why I love eBay and I love that Vendoo, you guys coming through because the success stories on both sides are just so great. So I will let you go ahead and keep moving forward because I could talk about for ages. And I know we're
Yeah.
limited on time and I'm a talker.
Yeah. No, you're good. So I kind of want to talk like so Mason kind of talked about some best practices that are in eBay and about like talking about the store subscription or how you can make sure that you are making your shipping and making sure that you're following your policies and so you're actually getting those little extra things like the top rated and the top rated plus. But I want to talk about more generic of some best practices that are really just some basic common mistakes that can really set your listing apart from somebody else. The biggest one, and this is going to sound very, very common and very, very easy to understand, but it's your photos. Your photos really, really, really matter. They are what drives that eye. It is what drives every single thing that's actually coming towards your listing versus another listing that is right next to it. So really, really focusing on making sure that you have really good first photos and even videos. Like Vendoo actually now allows videos to be uploaded, so is eBay. So getting those extra media out there for that is really, really huge. So making sure your photos are great. If you have a video, you're uploading a video that's going to really showcase your item and going from there. The next one that I want to kind of touch base on is really those item specifics. eBay has a lot of item specifics. I'm not saying necessarily that you need to fill out every single one of them, but a lot of them do drive search. And specifically, brand is a great one. Brand sometimes is an optional field, and it really should never, ever be an optional field. It needs to be there so that way you are showing up in the visibility of search, in the visibility of filtering. And the more that you fill out, the more that your likely item is going to be viewed by another item. So again, don't ignore those. They have every single one of those also within Vendoo. So please make sure that you guys are filling out them. And it's a give and take. So try filling out every single one of them and try filling out one that has hey, only 5 or 6, and then figure out, hey, what is worth your effort that you're actually putting within making the listings versus what's actually your selling through rate. And it is really just kind of that balancing game that's actually associating to them. The next one that I really want to kind of hit home with is, and this is kind of tooting our own horn, but not managing your inventory properly and maybe double selling. This is something that Vendoo really, really helps you with. So with the sale detection and the delisting, we're taking care of, hey, if I sold something on eBay or if I sold something on another marketplace, that we're going to take that down and making sure that we're still providing that number one customer service, regardless of what platform you sold it on. We've all been there where it's like, oh, dang it, I sold this and I don't have it. And you don't feel good, the customer doesn't feel good, it ends up in a cancellation. It's not something that we want to always have. And so making sure that you guys have that sale detection turned on if you are a Vendoo client, and making sure that you are providing that number one customer service is really, really key. It's gonna lead you to additional sales, repeat buyers, and even that advertisement for, hey, I bought this from this store. And so keeping that up is really, really key for just in general customer service. So responding to messages, etc.
I
Um,
can second that
yeah,
absolutely wholly. That especially in the single SKU business, that is something great that I think Vendoo has. And having Vendoo as your platform to come to eBay, I think I saw someone just ask, why? Well, should I start with eBay or Vendoo? I think one of the big ways, and Jason, let me know if you're on board with this too, is really what's best for you. If you're just listing a few items, maybe start with eBay. But if you're going full into this, you're going to list even 30 items a week. Vendoo will probably be a great platform for you because you can keep it organized, you can keep it there. And then eBay, right now, eBay, all of our subcategories, as Jason talked about, all the taxonomies you're going to fill out, those are general for every category. And I think Vendoo will help you subsidize what's best for you in that term. So, that is one of the best parts when you come in, and it'll speed up the process for you. And then when items sell, you don't have to worry about taking it down somewhere else.
yep,
And eBay actually, it will penalize you if you do cancel sales a lot. So that is something else that doesn't come off as often anymore because of platforms like Vendoo and other partners we work with. But that is something we highly recommend is if you are at a larger volume, go with a third party. And actually, would you guys be considered third party? If you're an extension, but you are a third party, you're
yeah.
like the best
We're
of
like
all
a
worlds.
middleman. We're like a
Yeah,
middleman.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But a great middleman.
Yeah, no, to kind of piggyback off that, honestly, whatever your preference is, Vendoo allows you to be able to import your listings. If you really enjoy the listing form that's on eBay, go for it. That's perfectly fine. And then you would just import those into Vendoo so that way you could cross list them to other platforms. But you can also leverage the templates and stuff that we have within Vendoo, to do the same. So it is personal preference, however you see fit, to making those listings. The last one that I kind of want to talk about before we go to the next one is really kind of almost failing to optimize your stuff for mobile. And what I mean by this is a lot of people kind of almost over amplify their descriptions and stuff like that, that it looks great on web, but it doesn't necessarily look great on a mobile website or a mobile phone or a mobile app. And so really trying to make sure that you are very, very clean and precise when it comes to your descriptions, that can also be looking great on a mobile phone or within the eBay app or with any of the platforms. This is something that most eBay users, most other platform users are on the mobile phone when they are actually buying it. It is not just a mostly web browsing on a computer to buy these things. Everywhere in the world right now is mobile first. And so think about that when you are trying to do that, and maybe take a look at some of your guys's uh, listings and look on them on a mobile phone and see, hey, does this look good? If the answer is no, then hey, maybe we should try to revamp that and try to be a little bit more succinct with your descriptions, so that way you can appeal to those types of audiences as well. But yeah, anything on that one, Mason, or any other ones that you want to kind of call out from a common mistake point of view?
No, I agree on the mobile optimization. I mean, I think I said it earlier for those of you who may not have come in the beginning. 67% of our Q2 gross margin value of our sales were from mobile devices, and that equates to $13 billion in just Q2, which is about 3 months. Out of that $19.5 billion that we sold, that was 67% of sales. So if you had to optimize, go for mobile. And I know so many of you who are so passionate about the category you're selling and the multiple categories, like I have been for the past 10 years. It is hard not to want to put everything possible in these descriptions. and words that may not be the, may be great for us niche, but you really want to go for that volume out there. You want to go for what the mass market is looking for in terms of those terms, which is hard to sometimes get over. But that is the great part eBay has is when you're doing the titles, when you're going through the descriptions, we do have those AI tools and we're constantly working on those. And by the way, guys, I see a lot of your feedback in there for eBay. Thank you so much for that. We take it all and we really do look at all of that. And I think a lot of you have already been saying, these are things we're constantly updating. As much as we'd love to fix everything overnight, tech. So, but we are making those improvements to it. So thank you guys for that feedback. We do really appreciate it. And constantly we're getting better to get there. And it's all, I think, to avoid those common mistakes, keep giving us those information and try to stay as much within those policies as possible and try to make it as optimized for phone.
Perfect. I know we're starting to creep up on time, and I want to get to at least some of these Q&As. So we're going to go to the next one. So cross-listing to eBay with Vendoo. We've kind of touched base a little bit about this, but it is honestly extremely easy. It is just a couple clicks away once you've actually created your item to being able to actually get an item onto eBay. It is one of the marketplace forms, so being able to actually go to that after you are within the tool. And then you just fill out any of the required field or optional fields like we kind of talked about and actually just list it. One of the biggest things that I would recommend for this one is making sure that you have your eBay store the setup the way that you actually want to have it. So having store categories, if you have a store, having policies, which is like shipping policies, it makes it really, really easy to actually get it online really, really quickly within it. From there, again, like I said, it's just making sure that you have all the required information filled out, and then it's just hit list. Um, and yeah, that's honestly it. I would love to have to say a lot more about this, but it truly is that easy that you just list it. Once you have the item, it's just there. So yeah. Uh, After that, I kind of really want to talk about these couple things that can really help you advance those tools to help you scale your store within eBay. We kind of hit on every single one of these except for this first one, which is auto offers. There is a capability within eBay to set up offers automatically, but we also have that built in within Vendoo. So you guys can actually automatically send offers based on either a Vendoo pricing or your eBay pricing. Send it based on a certain schedule, whatever you might be. And where that actually comes into play is that say you feel that hey, sending offers between 6 and 7 p.m. on Fridays is going to be the best offer for you instead of just automatically sending it when they like it. You can do that with Vendoo. And so being able to actually have that and scale is really, really large. Um, Delisting and relisting. Mason kind of really hit on the head. This eBay is one of the only ones that really kind of promotes almost doing the delisting and relisting and having them up on the top of the search. The only caveat that I would have with this is that if you do have a store, making sure that you are doing your delisting and relisting within the parameters that you actually have your store. So if you're about to have a new month rollover, maybe think about, hey, do I actually still have enough of those insertions before you're actually doing the delist and relist? Because what we don't want to have happen is you charging yourself right to do it right before a new month starts. So just that's the only caveat that I have with that one. But it's something that we constantly do on our own store of 240 every single day. That's the first thing that my wife does when she starts her day is starts to delist and relist on 240 eBay items every single day. And so it's something that really, really hope you take leverage of. And then bulk
Does she
actions.
wait a certain time frame, Jason, or are you guys doing that after a 24-hour mark? What's that kind of time frame you say? Because I hear different throughout it. And I know what eBay has different recommendations as well.
Yeah, so I think again, it's all based on what you think is best for your storefronts, and one might be best for one. But we tend to do it at like 7 a.m. every single day, and we just go with our oldest items. So we just sort by our stalest items and kind of go from there. So roughly, we can go through our entire inventory about every 120 days. So that's our
Love
goal.
it.
Yeah. And then bulk actions is the last one. So we released this.
Hi, guys. Thank you. We're not sure what happened, so we apologize, but thank you. We see you guys coming back in slowly but surely, but Jason's going to pull back up the slides. And guys, I think we lost a lot of Q&As, so if you had some questions, feel free to put them back into the Q&As. We don't have as much time as we gotten just there, but we're going to try our best. How do you get through pre-love badge? Great question, Beth. So it's also part of the top rated seller status that basically you have to just continue to basically, I'd say, do what you would do best for your business, do on eBay. And again, feel free, I'm going to put my information in there. Feel free to reach out to me as these are things that we can go more in depth of. But I'm going to turn it over to Jason to make sure he has enough time.
Yeah, I mean, ironically, we were pretty much at the live Q&A. So
Oh,
I guess
fantastic.
it's just going to be who's ever in here is the lucky people that gets to ask some direct questions. But then we will also talk about something else. So yeah, first off, the new to eBay, how to upload videos. I will speak from the Vendoo perspective. So we actually now have the capability of um, uploading videos within the Vendoo form, and then we will do that on your behalf. And so we don't have to worry about formatting or anything like that. It will automatically help you identify if your video is compatible for that. So yeah. And then the next question about how do I prevent relisting of eBay items that are sold? So if you are having either sale detection turned on or you are manually marking your items as sold, that's all you actually need to do to actually make sure that you are having that connection. Whenever we do have the items that are getting relisted within eBay from Vendoo, it is because it is not marked as sold within Vendoo. And so we do not know that it was actually sold. And so if you're doing a delist and relist, it will actually act like it is a brand new item when it comes onto eBay. So that is the easiest way to ensure that that happens. Um, Suzanne, session on how to get started. I think that that's honestly a great question to email out Mason to actually help you get started. So just send him a message, and you can get connected, and he'll happily get you started in the right places. If it's talking from a Vendoo perspective, honestly, you are welcome to message myself or honestly just take a look at vendoo.co. We have a pretty good landing page there that can help you understand what's happening.
Then does vintage search the same or better than BTG? This is a great question I will answer for you. That I will find an answer for you, but I believe it's vintage, just vintage, just spelled out, not the VTG, but I can double check on that because right now I believe it's vintage. And I see a few other questions in here. Um, Mason, what do you prefer? We reach out to you, ID or email, whichever you guys prefer, whichever is best for you. I love all the ways of communication, but email obviously is very organized there. And then Patty, I see your question about you have 1,800 items. So that's the great thing about store subscriptions is that it's based on the reason we decide which one's best for you is how many items you plan to list per month or list in fully. So if you have 1,800 items and you plan to list another 200 items a month, I would honestly recommend basically the premium store package and that gives you about 10,000 items a month to list, which is great. So that, and it's once again part of that store subscription. But yes, so right now, if you don't have a store subscription, you're around 250 items, and sometimes that can increase depending on how you do. And remember, guys, if you are having problems with any views or things of that sort, it is never an overnight. You list something and all of a sudden it's going to do extremely well. This is you have to stay consistent with it. And that's something I think we talked about earlier was consistency is key, making sure you consistently go because the algorithm favors consistency. It's like Instagram, it's like TikTok. The more you put, the more it's going to push you forward.
Yep. Perfect. Thank you, Mason. We have a couple other questions. So the first one is around meta tags. So meta tags are not part of what we actually have within Vendoo. So if you did have meta tags and you're pulling them in and then relisting and delisting them, those would get lost. But what I will do is I will take that back and see if there's something that we can figure out for the future. That is not something that we've actually been asked before. So I love it, and I appreciate that feedback. Another one in here is does hashtags increase visibility in search results? 100% it does. It is something that is it is part of SEO, especially within other platforms. eBay is a very, very large marketplace where hashtags might not necessarily go in there because they do have all the different statistics, but having the ability on the other platforms where hashtags is what's trending is huge. So just getting in the habit of adding them hashtags regardless of what platform you're doing, then you will be covered on all the different platforms, however their search results actually do happen. And then the last one that I really want to answer, and then I'll pass it over to Mason. I will give you my feedback from my side. And the question itself is, you mentioned about listing something every single day. Is there a specific number? Is there a minimum number? And the answer is absolutely no. There is not a
Mhm.
minimum number in any capacity. It is more about consistency. So if you are wanting to list 500 items a week, it shouldn't be that you're listing 495 of them on one day and then one item here, one item here, one item here. It should be that you're trying to actually spread those out throughout the entire time that you are having it. And it's about consistency. So even trying to be the same type of time throughout the day. So if it's like a, hey, I'm doing 20 here in the morning and 20 at night, that's fine because what that's doing is that's building up your cadence that your followers or your users are going to actually start accumulating and understanding, even if they don't actually realize that they're doing it. And so it's about the cadence and being as consistent as possible. It is not about number. It could be a single item every single day, Monday through Friday, and that in itself is going to be huge versus you listing them all five on Monday. But I will pass it over to Mason on that one.
You said it better than I could have. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly it. Basically, just consistency, consistency, consistency. It's like any other algorithm within the tech world of, Instagram, TikTok. The more you post, the more it's going to be seen. So whether it's one item or 10 items, but do what's best for you and what's realistic. Again, if you can only do that one item a day, that is okay. I would do it.
Perfect. And then again, thank you, Andrew, for the clarification on that one. That really helps. Cool. So any other questions? I know we're a little over time, so I want to get to our last slide. And this is really a
Oh
huge thing.
yeah.
We're
I
pretty
almost forgot
excited.
about
You
this.
know, we're pretty excited about this. So, we kind of talked about store premiums as well as Vendoo and how it can actually help. So we are going to be giving away one lucky winner from this webinar. And there's a couple of different ways that you guys can enter. So there is two different ways. If you are on this call right now, one of the ways is being able to put this in chat of what one thing did you learn that can help boost your sales on eBay. So I'll give that question again. What is one thing that you've learned that you can help boost your sales on eBay? And just spam that chat. And the minute you do, you guys are going to be entered into winning this. But I also want to pass it over to Mason for another way that you can enter to win this.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, your guys' answers are killing me. Title, better photos. I love it. Be consistent, be consistent. Consistent, consistency. Love you guys. Yes, consistency. Another way you can do it is you can go on Instagram and you can tag Vendoo and tag me at the Luxury Historian, which I'll put in here as well. And that was it, right? That
Yeah,
was it, Jason.
and
Yeah.
we'll actually be sending out the video. So it'll be on YouTube tomorrow. So we will send that out to everybody that has came here today. So just tagging that video and Vendoo and Mason and on Instagram, and that will give you another entry into here. And the deadline for that one is tomorrow or is Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys get those in, and we will go from that. But um, yeah, I love this conversation, Mason. This was fantastic. We will be very much doing this again for all of y'all. But it was a really great conversation with all of you, and hope you guys learned a lot. Yeah. And then the last thing, again, I will reiterate. So it is sharing the video that we'll put on YouTube. We'll send that out to you guys all tomorrow, and tagging Vendoo and Mason in that post. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason, this has been so wonderful. And guys, you've been such a wealth of knowledge. So it's quite incredible what him and his wife have built over the past years. You've been on there for what, 20 years now?
Since 2011, so not quite. We're
Okay.
yeah, so we're about like 15-ish years, but we had some people on this call from like 20, 25 years, so I'm pretty excited for that. But no,
I love it.
yeah, we have a store of like 18,000 items. So I know what I'm talking about. And if you guys
Yeah, you
have,
do.
if you guys do have questions, feel free to message me. I will do the best that I can to answer for you.
Yeah. And if you guys want to connect with Jason, I saw Jason just put his email in the chat, but if for some reason you missed it, feel free to connect with me and I'm happy to connect you with him as well.
Cool. Well, thank you,
Awesome.
everybody. And you guys have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday. And hopefully you guys get amazing sales. All
All
right.
right.
Take care,
Good luck,
everybody.
everyone. Thanks. Talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.